So in this video we'll see what is called as a network hardware, the hardware components which are required to establish the network. So as we can see, there are some common devices like NIC, the network interface card, the network cables, hub, or in some mode it is called as repeater as well. Next is the switch, and last is router. So we'll see in detail each of these devices. The first is the network interface card, NIC in short it is called as. Basically you can see this particular component inside the machine or the CPU box. So that's why it is not externally easily visible. Only this particular part, if you can see, that may be visible outside. Okay. So this is the part which is seen outside. Now this NIC basically connects one machine with the help of the transmission medium. For example, if it is physical medium, wired medium, we'll see the distinction between what is wired and what is wireless afterwards. But for the time being, a machine will be connected to other machines with the help of some connection media, for example some cables. So these cables will be connected to the machine through this NIC. That's why it is called as network interface card. Now the actual cables which connect, if you see here is the view of the network cables in blue. Now they are connected to the machine. Now this is the other part of the network. The machines will be connected to some other machines using a connecting device which is called as either a hub or switch. In this machine you are getting the view of the other end. That's why the cable is being connected to that hub or switch. So the right part box is called as the hub or switch, wherein you are seeing that the blue cables are being connected to that particular box in the ports, and the ports are specific. They are called as RJ45. RJ45 ports they are called as. If you can see here, okay. So the white part that is you are seeing, that is called as the RJ45 port. So RJ45 port is used to connect the cables either to the machines, that means the computers, or the switches or the hubs. Now there are various types of cables. They are called as Cat 5, Category 5, Category 6, Category 7 as well. So the actual meaning of those distinctions, the distinctions between them and the meaning of that will be seen in detail later. For the time being, we must remember that these are the cables which connect individual machines to one another. The next part is hub or repeater. Basically, this is the device which connects together most of the machines. If you can see, if you can think of a tree, you may see there is a root node, and the root node is connected to the other nodes using some connections. So you can think of the hub like that root node which connects individual machines. Now if you the diagram shows a particular hub which is of the company Netgear, and there are various ports. These are the RJ45 ports, out of which the rightmost part, which is shown with the name of link, is used to connect the hub to other networks. For the time being, you simply remember that the ports 1, 2 and 3 are used to connect individual machines. So with this particular hub, you can connect 3 machines to each other, and the fourth port will be used to connect the uplink. That means this particular network, which is formed of 3 machines and the switch or the hub here, will be connected to the rest of the network using the fourth port. Now, the hub is a device which is categorized mostly into two. One is called as active hub and passive hub. Remember the words passive and active. Passive hub is the one which does not amplify the received signals. In effect, when the machines are communicating, they'll be transmitting some signals. So hub will not generally, the passive hub will not generally amplify, will not raise the signals. That's why it is called as passive. Whatever the signal they are receiving, they'll be simply transmitting as they are. So active hubs are the hubs which will be amplify the signals and will then send the signals to the rest of the machines, intended machines. That's why they are also called as repeaters there. So the active hubs are called as the repeaters. So whenever the cables have got a specific range of transmission at a particular distance, they can transmit the signal. Beyond that, the signal has to be amplified, and that's why we require repeaters. So hub is basically a device which whatever the signal comes from a machine, the rest of the machines will be getting those signals. So this is the duty of hub. Whatever the signals is coming from one machine, that will be sent to other machines. Next is switch. Switch is in functionality very similar to hub, but that is called as intelligent hub. So switch is one intelligent device. Now intelligence in the sense that in the case of hub, we have seen that the signals received from a machine, connected machine, will simply be transmitted to, or that is called as broadcasting to the rest of the machines. So there is no such segregation. So even though a particular node wants to communicate to one single other node, the signal will be transmitted to all the nodes. So hub cannot distinguish between different machines. Now switch is intelligent in the sense that it will simply be able to identify where the signal is to be sent. So it can identify the recipient and the sender, or rather the sender and the recipient. If a sender wants to send a signal with a particular machine, then the switch will be able to transmit that particular signal to that particular recipient, or rather send the message in a way that the recipient can be identified. So this is the distinction between switch and the hub. Hub will be simply broadcasting the signal to all the machines, and switch can transport the message in a way such that the message can only be received by a particular recipient. That's why switch is called as more intelligent than hub. So in effect, you can see different ports as they can be seen here. So there are four different categories, two different rows, and each of the row is divided into four different sections, and each of the section is having six ports, RJ45 female ports, where the RJ45 male port, which is connected to the cable, will be inserted. So in all, we can see 48 ports are there, and uplink and downlink is separate. That's why 48 different machines can be connected to this particular switch. The next is a router. Router is basically, if you can see the device, the diagram first. Now the meaning of the switch and hub is clear here. There are machines like PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, which are connected to hub, and these are connected to a gateway machine or a server, we can say. Similarly, once again at the right side there are some 4 to 5 machines which are connected to switch, a particular switch, and that is connected to a gateway, and these two gateways are then connected to a router. So router is a device. For example, imagine from the top there is one signal coming, and that's how the machine is to try divert that the signal, incoming signal, either to the network on the left part, which is hub network, or the right part, which is the switch network. So in effect, the router will be able to determine where the signal or the message has to go. Router directs the message where it should reach, to which network it should go. So this is what is called as a router. The network contains router as the prominent device which has got the decision to route the signals, where to route the signals. Now, network hardware is basically divided using two concepts. One is called as the transmission technology, and second is the scale. Transmission technology pertains to what exact technology is used for the transmission. Based on that, we can categorize the network hardware. And second is called as the scale. What is the scale of the entire network? Based on that, we can also categorize the network hardware. So we'll see in details network hardware categorized into transmission technology. So these are the two transmission technology. One is called as a broadcasting, and second is called as a point to point. On the left side, you can have the view of what is called as the broadcast, which is typically used in a local area network. LAN it is called as. We'll see the meaning of that afterwards. And the right side, you have got point to point network. In the case of broadcast, you can see that the rectangles representing the machines or computers are connected to each other through a common or shared medium, a line that is shown here. So the communication medium is shared here. The communication medium connects individual or all the nodes which are present here. Now in the case of point to point, two machines are connected directly, point to point, and that's the name, point to point. In effect, one machine can go to second machine directly. If the one machine wants to communicate to some other machine, that has to go through this second machine. So that's why the communication is point to point, and that's why the name point to point. This communication technology is used typically in wide area network or a WAN, the meaning of which we'll see afterwards. So broadcast, as we have just seen, the communication channel is shared by all machines, as we have seen in the previous diagram. Now packets, which is the meaning of communication unit or the message, we can see that is called as packet here in the networks. The packets sent by any machine are received by all the other machines as the packets are broadcast. Now in that effect as well, to be able to send that particular packet to a specific machine, an address field within each packet specifies the intended recipient, to which node or the machine this particular packet is to be sent is given by a particular header field which is inside the packet. The uh, destination address of the machine will be specified here. Now if a packet is received at a particular machine and that is not intended for this machine, the machine will read that particular header, will identify that even though I have received that packet is not meant for me, and then the packet will simply be ignored. This is the beauty of the broadcast network. They are faithful. If the packet is not meant for any machine, it will simply ignore even though it is fully received at that machine. Now, if the packet was intended for the recipient, then that recipient will process it. Means that it will receive the packet, and whatever that is meant into that, whatever that is given into that, that will be done. So that processing will be done. So wireless network is a common example of a broadcast network. If you see wireless technology, where no such physical medium is used for connection. So that is the common example of broadcast link. Now here the communication is shared over coverage region that depends on the wireless channel and the transmitting machine, the range we can say. The broadcast systems usually allow the possibility of addressing a packet to all destinations. This is the exact meaning of broadcasting. One packet can be sent to all machines. This is called as broadcasting. The second is point to point technology, as we have just seen in the diagram. Here the connection is between individual pairs of machines. The short messages, which are called as packets, may have to visit one or more intermediate machines. For example, if the nodes are connected like A, B and C, and A wants to communicate to C, A needs to visit B in between to reach C. Multiple routes of different lengths are possible. For example, once again imagine uh, ABC and ADC. So to receive machine C, a machine A may either go from ABC or ADC. So multiple routes are possible. Now here that's how finding a good one based on either the communication length, the communication quality, some hindrance in between, for example. That's why different, even though different routes are possible, finding a good one based on these parameters or some other parameters is important. So this is the decision which is taken by the router that we have just seen. Now, unicasting is one terminology where the transmission with exactly one sender and exactly one receiver is done. So there is no other machines. There are no other machines in between. One sender and one receiver. So alternative criteria is scale, which will be seen in the next lecture. Today we'll stop here.